Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for the Daily Giz Wiz is provided by AOL Music and Spinner.com, where you can get free MP3s, exclusive interviews, and more. Video bandwidth for the Daily Giz Wiz is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com. It's time for the Daily Giz Wiz with Mad's maddest writer, Dick DeBartolo. This is episode 1117 for Tuesday, June 22nd, 2010. MotionX-GPS Drive HD.
Now, get ready for Dick.
Hey, Dick DeBartolo, Mad's maddest writer, and the Giz Wiz. 1 day a week, just 1 day, all we can stand. Leo comes up with a piece of crap from under his desk on Turn the Table to
Leo's under his desk.
What's under his desk?
To find some crap to share.
Oh, look, some crap.
Says let's fork away. It's Turn the Table Tuesday.
Hey, Dick, how are you? How are you? How are you? Good to see you.
I'm super fine, and you?
Super fine. Who's the man who can't cut back? Who's the man who's got the crap? Ah, Leo. He's super fine.
I like it.
This
I
is,
like it.
You know, I've refrained up until now from doing too much software. You've done a little bit of software, but I've refrained until I saw this and I thought, this is awesome. Now, this is an iPad app, so I know everybody doesn't have an iPad. But one of the things about the iPad is that big 10-inch screen, right? And this iPad app is a GPS app. Now, the iPad with 3G has built-in GPS. So if you have your 3G iPad, you've got built-in GPS. This is called GPS Drive HD from MotionX. And I have to say, this is really an amazing GPS program. First of all, it takes advantage of the full screen, which is really sick. Because you've got, did I say sick? My Henry's been.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, Henry's.
Did you mean slick?
Slick? I don't know. No, I meant sick. That's how the kids talk these days. But not only is the map big, but also all the buttons are very big and very easy to use. It uses GPS. It also has live voice guidance. Now, this is I think $2.99. If this is clever, so that includes the maps and the GPS. If you want it to talk to you, like most standalone GPSs do, you have to buy the live voice guidance. Now, it's free for the first month, so you get a sense of how much it costs, or how much you like it or not. And then, if you want to get a month worth of it, if you don't like you don't travel much, but say you want a GPS for a month, it's $2.99 a month. Or $25 for a year. So, yes, and it's good. It's using NavTech for the maps, TrafficCast for the traffic. So it does a very good job. And it's global. I mean, because it's getting the maps from the Internet, it's global. Now, you can cache the maps, but normally you would use it, on online. You can cache I think several up to 2 gigabytes of map data. So you, in effect, have access to those maps, even if you're not online, and you get to set how much storage. So it says it will use your most recently used maps on the iPhone or the iPad and store them. So you do need online access at some point to get the maps. But once you've got the maps, you can store up to 2 gigabytes on the iPod or iPad or iPhone and have that available. You can also clear storage if you're going to say, well, I'm going to go to Europe, I don't want those maps. But again, you'll have to get online and get those maps before you can use them offline. It has very good routing. It has, I can go to, let's say, recently frequent destinations. I haven't used this a whole lot. So, I love this button, saved parking spots. So when you park, you can save a spot and say, save this parking spot, push the button, and now it will remember where your car is, and you can actually use this to navigate back to your car.
I thought you were going to say that it saved it, and then you go there and someone else is in there, and you go, I'm sorry, this is my parking spot. Would you get your car out of there?
It has an indoor offline mode and outdoor GPS mode, which most GPSs don't have. It has a lot of settings for the map. You can have how the map looks. You can have it be a 3D map, pointing in the direction you're going, or 2D map pointing in the direction you're going. You can have a 2D map with north always up. You can have an aerial map as well. And this is something most GPSs don't offer. It uses Microsoft Bing's aerial images to give you an aerial map of where you are, which means it looks, like it looks, which is kind of fun. Yeah. Most GPSs don't do that. And then you can also do the hybrid. This is probably the one that I would use, which has both street names and aerial. It uses the iPad's native pinch to zoom capability, so you can zoom in on the map or zoom out on the map as you navigate. It's just to me this is much more intuitive than a standalone TomTom or a Garmin. Same capabilities, turn by turn. The negative that you'd have to be aware of is it uses internet access to get the maps the first time. But you can cache those maps so that you have them. Once you've got them all cached in, they'll be there. It's pretty impressive, I have to say. This is a very slick. Quickly mark your parking spot.
That's clever. I like that.
Yeah, it does rerouting. It lets you choose the fastest or the shortest route. Oh, and here's another thing. It has an iPod control. Now, you know that currently the iPad and iPhone don't do multitasking, but the one thing that does is your iPod music. So just like a GPS, Garmin and Nuvi and the Magellans, many of them have music players, but you've already got this on your iPhone, your iPad. You've got your own music. You can control your music from within the GPS, continue to listen. In fact, it will mute the music when it gives you turn by turn or not. You get control of that. So it does a lot of really, really nice features. I think it's great.
Does it have a man or woman's voice, or do you have
it has a man's voice. Oh, I should play it for you, shouldn't I? How can I do that? It's a very nice man's voice. I don't think you can change.
Do you have like mean man's voice if you want it, or just a nice man's voice?
I didn't think of this, and this is always one of the. Let's see. I'm going to navigate. Let me navigate home, and
that's good. Now show everybody your home address.
Yeah, sure. Why not? And then you can drive or walk, get directions with live voice guidance. You can simulate the trip, which is kind of cool, step by step. So you can even see it step by step going through the route as you go, which is kind of cool. And let me see if I can get the voice on here. I'll turn this way up. I don't know if it's going to tell me or not. No, it's not. It's not doing the voice on the simulation. Yeah. But it's a very clear voice. I love the playback of the route. That's really cool. So you can kind of. I don't know about you, but I like to look ahead. Oh, here it goes. Actually, it's a woman's voice, isn't it?
Continue on this road for 1/2 mile.
That's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
She's got a pleasant voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Continue
clear.
on this road for 1/2 mile.
I think she's sexy.
Continue on this road for 1/2 mile.
I think she sounds good. She sounds hot. It's a bad sign when you fall in love with a GPS.
Yeah, I was going to say. Leah, why are you sleeping with your
with my iPad? Because I love it. It talks to me. It's so.
Continue on this road
Hi.
for 1/2 mile.
Anyway, there are a number of GPS apps available for iPhone and iPad.
And this app, is the name of it again?
It's called MotionX-GPS. But the thing I love about it is it's $2.99 to try. And by the way, you want to get the HD version. Drive HD, I'm sorry, it's called. And you want to get the HD version if you're going to do it on the iPad, and the standard version if you're going to do it on the iPhone. But it's just $30 a year for the turn-by-turn directions makes it, I think, the most affordable. Of course, you have to have an iPad or an iPhone. But if you have an iPad or iPhone, I think this is a great choice. Very nice. Now, I should mention that Android phones have built-in turn-by-turn navigation. So you don't need to do this on an Android phone. But if you have an iPhone and you don't yet have a GPS, I like it. I think this is one of the first time I've seen a GPS on an iPad that I think is comparable to the and by the way, it uses the compass feature, so it knows.
Yeah,
which way
I'm looking at that. Yeah. That's nice.
Yeah, that knows. That's first one I've seen on the iPad that it really is as good as a standalone GPS unit. And boy, when you have that big screen, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, that is nice.
Like that. Yeah. So that is my pick of the week. It is the GPS Drive HD from MotionX. I think, a very nice and certainly very usable GPS.
Here come the letters, those lovely letters.
by the way, I'm not going to read this as a letter, but I do want to thank Danny. You'll hear him on Friday. Danny Whitmer of Sydney, Australia, has been writing me opens for the Gadget Warehouse Friday, and you're just gonna love these. You're just gonna love these. Good. Yeah, he's written some great ones. Denzel is writing to us. He is also. You have listeners all over the world, don't you? He is also in Australia, and he said he sends us a link of data pricing for the iPad via Telstra, which is the Australian telecom company. He says, I really do see the iPad going into your warehouse, Dick, over here in Australia anyway. If you compare normal data rates, as an example, $30 for unlimited bandwidth, in the U.S., 250 megabytes for, now I think it's now $10. It was $15.
Oh, yeah,
$10
changed,
for 200, yeah. He says, we get capped at $75 for 10 gigabytes. See, I'd take that at 30 megabit speeds. So he must have gotten these right. Maybe he means 10 megabytes for $75. Because he says, I really have to pick and choose my favorite podcast to download. If Leo keeps adding new podcasts, he's going to make me broke by forcing me to upgrade my ISP to the $100 version. So how am I supposed to buy a toothpick bird or a spork? Keep it up, guys. I also love listening to Steve and his sonic ray gun. I think you should call it the dog's bane. Denzel from Australia. That's my bad.
He writes with an accent.
He writes with an accent. That's right.
Excellent.
Thank you, Denzel. Yeah, I'm aware of that. When we were in Australia, I was really shocked by the costs. And, that's kind of what happens when you have a monopoly. For a long time, Telstra was run by the Australian government. It's now gone private, although the government still has a big stake in it. And I still think that the data rates are kind of outrageous in Australia. They really charge you a lot. So there you go. It's kind of a double iPad hit for you today.
Yeah, I like it.
But we go back to our regularly scheduled programming tomorrow, where Dick will come back with an actual good gadget. We'll see you then, Dick.
I like that. That was good.
Oh, all right. See you then, Dick.
I'll be here.
DAILY. It's the Daily Giz Wiz. It's the Daily Giz Wiz. It's the Daily Giz Wiz.
It makes its own gravy.